Well, winter is upon us once again, and we're going to be talking about gas furnaces here pretty soon and heating. And in this video today, we're going to talk about furnace venting and some things you need to consider when venting a gas furnace. So if you check the gamma tables, you'll find that there are 4 categories of gas appliances or furnaces. Category 1 are the 80% efficient furnaces. These furnaces operate with a non-positive vent static pressure or a negative pressure, and the vent gas temperature is just barely high enough to avoid excessive condensation before discharging from the vent. Category 2 vents require materials that are resistant to the corrosive effect of flue gas condensate. Category 3, according to the International Fuel Gas Code, Cat 3 furnaces shall be vented with AL29-4C stainless steel containing gaskets for sealing and have built-in mechanical locking bands. Category 4 is venting to be used with PVC pipe, which is to be properly sealed, and the vent must be provided with adequate hanger support. The vent pipe must be pitched back to the furnace a 1/4 inch per foot for proper drainage of condensate. In our work, we generally work with Category 1, which is the 80% furnaces and yet normally uses B-vent, and Category 4, which is a 90% efficient furnace and normally uses PVC for venting. If there are any questions regarding the venting or the termination of vent, you should always follow the manufacturer's guidelines for proper venting. As we stated, your Category 1 or 80% efficient furnace is usually vented with metal pipe and normally B-vent, which is a double wall vent pipe with locking connectors. You can also vent an 80%er up through a chimney by using a chimney liner kit. So Category 4, or 90% efficient furnaces, are vented with PVC pipe. Make sure you use the primer and the proper glue to properly seal the PVC pipe. And follow manufacturer's recommendations as far as the number of elbows and the length that you can run the venting, and make sure that you always slope the venting pipe back towards the furnace a 1/4 inch per foot of the run of PVC venting. Most manufacturers have 2 different ways to vent the furnace. The first way is to run 2 pipes and terminate them on the outside by raising one pipe above the other and elbowing down the discharge of the furnace. This is a 2-pipe termination. The second method of termination is by using a concentric kit, which allows you to run the 2 pipes into this device that then takes the single pipe out to the outside of the home and gives a better looking termination versus the 2-pipe termination. Another option that many manufacturers allow for their gas furnaces is to pull combustion air from inside the space where the furnace is located. There are 2 considerations that you need to think about when doing this. Number 1, you need to make sure that the area where the furnace is located has sufficient air to support combustion of the furnace. You don't want to pull this area down into a negative pressure, as that may introduce poisonous carbon monoxide into the conditioned space and create a deadly situation. The second thing you want to consider is the air that is around the furnace. And most manufacturers give you a list of chemicals and things that would, if pulled into the furnace, would corrode and attack the secondary heat exchanger and could cause premature heat exchanger failure. 90% furnaces are vented with a PVC pipe sloped a 1/4 inch per foot back towards the furnace. The reason for that is that we want most of the condensation that is created in the vent pipe to go back into the furnace and to be drained out through the condensate drain. Many installers feel that there's too much condensate that goes back into the furnace, and so they try various methods to stop the condensate before it gets back into the furnace and drain it before it gets back. This is not an approved method by the manufacturer, as the furnace is designed to handle the condensate that is produced in the normal vent run. There are, however, many different devices that have been devised over the years to try to catch the condensate before it gets back into the furnace. Most of these devices are not approved by the manufacturer. So if you want to utilize any of these devices in your furnace installation, please check with the manufacturer of the furnace that you're installing to find out what devices and what kits are approved to be used to catch the condensate before it gets back into the furnace. Not doing this could result in carbon monoxide being introduced into the conditioned space, and that would create a very dangerous situation in the home. Some manufacturers allow for the condensate to be taken out of the vent before it gets back into the furnace by utilizing a downflow kit that allows you to take the condensation out of the vent pipe after it goes through a floor and is directed down below the furnace. So again, follow the major manufacturer's recommendations of how they would want you to do this. Here's another diagram of a downflow furnace utilizing the same downflow kit. So again, check your manufacturer specifications for such kits. And here's another drawing of a horizontal furnace utilizing the kit to take the condensation out of the vent pipe before it gets back into the furnace. Again, check your major manufacturer's specifications on this, as the directions must be followed to the T to make sure that there's no carbon monoxide that's being introduced into the conditioned space. All manufacturers will provide drawings such as these to make sure that all terminations for the gas furnaces, whether using a two-pipe or a concentric, have the proper clearances. Please follow all manufacturer specifications regarding vent termination. Vent termination clearances are very important so that carbon monoxide and products of combustion are not drawn back into the conditioned space. So again, follow all manufacturer specifications regarding clearances for the vent termination. Manufacturers also provide tables that provide calculations for the correct length of venting and the number of elbows and the type of termination that is used. So consult your manufacturer's table for proper vent running to make sure that your vent complies with the length and the size that is specified for each furnace. I'm always asked about these types of vent termination kits. I know that many dealers use these termination kits instead of the two-pipe or the concentric. But one thing you have to keep in mind, the manufacturer does not approve or recommend these types of terminations. Therefore, you as an individual and as a company are taking upon yourself the liability for putting this type of a termination kit on a gas furnace. Again, check your major manufacturer's specifications to see if they approve this type of termination. Another question we get a lot is about putting a screen into the vent pipe on the termination on the outside of the house to prevent birds from building nests in the vent and from mice getting into the home. For a long time it was stated you could not put a screen on the vent pipe because of the ice buildup that might build up during the winter. But most manufacturers do allow some type of screen to be put into their vent pipe at this point. So follow your manufacturer's specifications. They usually specify a large opening on the grill so that the ice does not build up on it. So follow your manufacturer's recommendations for any kind of screen that you put on the vent pipe for a 90% furnace. We have mentioned the potential of carbon monoxide poisoning when installing a gas appliance in a home. As an installer, you need to take very seriously the installation process and make sure the furnace and venting are installed as per manufacturer specifications. Also, if the home does not have carbon monoxide alarms, make sure the homeowner is aware that they need to get some installed and strongly suggest that you install them before you complete the job. So in conclusion, when installing a gas appliance in anyone's home, please read the complete installation manual for the correct venting and installation of the furnace. If in doubt of correct venting, call the local distributor where you have purchased the furnace and ask about proper venting. Remember, you and/or your company is liable for any damages or injuries that are a result of improper installation and operation.
Go to Airefco.com for more videos. Like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.